RLCS Spring Major, a huge international tournament featuring the best of Rocket League's professional teams, starts in 2 days. With 16 teams to choose from, it can be difficult to pick a favorite. But I'll make it easy. The best team is OpTic Gaming. Whoops. Better idea, instead of me telling you about my favorite team, let's run through why you should love every team in the RLCS Spring Major. Let's start with Gen.G. Sorry, that's Gen.G Mobile 1 Cash Grab. I mean racing. You can't go wrong with a team that is led by apparently Jack, a player known for sportsmanship that matches his skill in a prolific yet growing YouTube career. Together with Nolly, they moved across the pond from Europe to North America, and both have had the pedal to the metal ever since. Topping off the mix is Chronic, a player who has been stuck on lower level teams for years, but finally rose to the height of winning an international LAN with this team, and is back to earn even more. Next, there's Elevate, a squad defined by the champion from Japan, Realize, who has headlined the APAC region for years before their RLCS debut last season. Due to the unique nature of this team's formation, the players on this team represent 3 regions between Kami, Realize, and Virtuoso, and you can add in a 4th continent with Virtuoso's proud Nigerian heritage. And if you still have any doubts about cheering on this squad, you should know that they named their team James Cheese after a favorite local restaurant, becoming an instant meme in the community. The legend of James Cheese lives on despite their new home with Elevate. And we can't forget about Best Diamond Squad, the team that reminds everyone, even Plats, that they too can make it to an RLCS LAN. Jokes aside, Team BDS is here to play, and they have been since their impressive run during RLCS X. This squad features 2 French superstars that are reigning world champions in Monkey Moon and Seiko, and alongside them is recent pickup Rise, a player known to lean into the villain arc with his interviews and Twitter banter. Complexity, on the other hand, have been the heroes of South America and underdog fans alike. Ever since their move to North America following Season X, this team has hung around the top 8 of the region, but these last 2 splits especially have seen them peak. First with an international top 4 placement, and now with a North American regional win. Vamos! Red Bull and AJG attend these new highs with CRR, a Spanish player that took a leap of faith and moved to North America, and for all 3, their risks have paid dividends. Speaking of risks paying dividends, Ground Zero Gaming have had a similar payoff with their story. Super Lucky got kicked by his longtime team and banded with Kaka and Fiber just before the winter split began. Despite losing an entire third of their season, the squad still is in the race to make Worlds, tied for now with their OCE counterpart, Power. They're coming in hot off a win in the final regional of the season and looked great in a recent online tournament featuring major level opponents. Having mentioned that tie, Power are no slouches either. Amphis is known as possibly the most mechanical Aussie out there, and he is joined by Fever and Torsos. The same Torsos that got a top 4 finish in RLCS Season 6 Worlds, a finish that to this day remains OCE's best international RLCS result. Where Ground Zero and Power get interesting is the decent chance that they play each other for a spot at the World Championship due to the bracket arrangement. And if that does come to pass, pick a side and enjoy the popcorn, because that match will be spicy. To quench out that fire, perhaps enjoy some Moist Esports. This squad has had a complete overhaul from their major winning days, with Joyo as the only remaining OG member. He has 2 mechanical monsters beside him, Juicy, a young French pro, and Cash, a long-standing English player. This squad is looking for their first win together and is hungry to silence their doubters and leave org owner Moist critical proud. You may have to choose between them and the next team I'm going to discuss, however. That's because Team Liquid is the second half of a growing rivalry dubbed El Splashico. This team came together a year ago before last season's spring split, when then 15 years old Oski and Atao both had their RLCS debut and joined the still young but relatively veteran Chronic on Liquid. This team is consistently good, having got 2 top 8s and a top 4 in RLCS LANs, while maintaining a top 4 status in Europe all season long. Cheer them on if you like a good team that would still be underdogs to win it all. Or maybe you just like horses. OpTic has perhaps the best chemistry in the entire event, with LAN rookie Magic Bear managing to stay strong despite bombshell rumors that he was replaced and then asked back to the team after the transfer fell through. The Bear has regained alongside Reddles and AJ, and this squad went further than anyone expected, even reverse sweeping FaZe to clinch a spot in this major. The low expectations continue to trail the green wall, but maybe these underdogs have won out in your hearts as they attempt to win out on the pitch. Brazilian squad Crew looked great in the fall split, but fell short in a tiebreaker series to make the major. Brad then joined the squad for winter and has elevated his team to back-to-back major appearances. With Drops and Drufino in tow, the squad peaked at the recent winter major, having a near Cinderella run to make the top 8. Now they return as winners of 2 regionals and the first seed out of South America, hoping to make an even deeper run to cement their names into RLCS history books. Speaking of history books, Carmine Corp is looking to cement their own record as the first back-to-back RLCS Major winners. They are led by Vatira, a 2-time RLCS LAN winner and a player that will no doubt soon be in the greatest of all time discussion. The squad also features Exotic and Itachi, the latter of whom is a Moroccan pro that regained from a devastating geography-based disqualification from RLCS Season 3 to land all the way back in the pro circuit during Season X, and now sits eyeing a second major championship. Rule 1 is a new org, co-founded by YouTube star Sunless Khan and Civic, who is known for his founding of Sandrock Gaming. In their first season, they have managed to do what seemed impossible in the Middle East: upset the domination of Team Falcons and take the sole major spot for themselves. Mosin is joined by Rawas and Kaliers, twins! And who doesn't love twins teaming up? It's quite poetic that it took the chemistry of literal brothers to finally take down Falcons. Now Rule 1 hopes to get a top 4 or better and lock in a 3rd spot for Mina, who would be filled by Twisted Minds at the World Championship. Furia is another South American team that moved north and has found success, although it took adding loss to their roster following a disappointing fall split, and then another split to jail before this team truly found their footing. In the spring though, Furia have looked fantastic, finishing the season with a regional win, with Yanks remaining one of the meckiest players alive and King Card still known for his prowess on LAN. This Furia squad will be fighting to improve on their top 4 placement from the last World Championship. The biggest North American rival to Furia this split was SpaceStation Gaming. This team achieved first seed out of the region by remaining consistently top 4, the only NA team to do so in all 3 regionals. This vastly exceeded fan expectations following the bombshell roster move where Daniel left the squad. Arsenal outplaced his former superstar teammate, and with the help of LJ and Hoxer has set his sights on a major trophy. As long as they can make it down from orbit to Boston in time, SpaceStation Gaming has the best shot of any native North American squad at winning it all. Ninjas and Pyjamas missed the Winter Split Major, so they picked up hot prodigy Mata to join their land vets in Astramic and Benz. Expect fast-paced play and goals up and down both ends of the field when this team takes the pitch. It remains to be seen whether their stealth bonus as ninjas can outweigh the defense penalty of wearing pajamas, but either way, this squad arrives at Boston looking to improve on their top 12 peak placement of the past. Last but definitely not least are Team Vitality. This team features Zen, the most hyped Rocket League prodigy since Scrubkilla, and this chosen one has delivered. Vitality entered the event having won a triple crown of European regional wins. Only 1 loss to Carmine Corp blemishes an otherwise pristine series record, and all 3 players of Radisson, Alpha 54, and Zen have looked like top 10 players in the world. Vitality enter Boston as the final boss. Teams need to beat them if they want to lift that trophy themselves. Did that help you pick a favorite? No? Well, that was lots to digest, and there's so many great stories to choose from that I wouldn't stress it too hard. Take your time, find your favorites, and tune into the RLCS Spring Major at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on July 6th to see how it all goes down. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe down below and hit that like button while you're down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the Major.